Hi there, and welcome. You know that feeling when a headache isn't just a headache, when it's like a full-on thunderstorm inside your head that just stops your day in its tracks? Well, if that sounds familiar, you're definitely in the right place. Today we're going to dive into the world of migraines, what they are, what kicks them off, and most importantly, what you can do about them.
So, is it more than just a bad headache? It's a question so many of us have asked, right? That moment when you think, hang on, this isn't normal. If you've ever had the head pain plus things like feeling sick or suddenly not being able to stand bright lights, the stuff that basically forces you to press pause on life, then yeah, let's get you some answers.
And trust me, you are absolutely not alone in this. Get this. In the UK, a massive 1 in 7 adults gets migraines. That's millions and millions of people. So if you're one of them, please know that what you're going through is completely real, and it's something a lot of people are dealing with right alongside you. Okay, so first things first. What actually is a migraine? Well, let's clear one thing up straight away. It is so much more than a bad headache. It's actually a neurological condition, which means it's all about what's happening with your brain and your nerves. So basically, a migraine is this condition that causes these repeated, really intense, throbbing headaches. And it often comes with friends you didn't invite, like feeling sick or being super sensitive to light and sound. Think of it like this. The nerves in your brain are a bit like a super sensitive car alarm. And during a migraine, something sets that alarm off, releasing all these chemicals that cause that horrible throbbing pain. Now, migraines aren't all the same. The two big types are migraine with aura and migraine without aura, which is the most common one. So what on earth is an aura? Well, it's kind of like a little warning sign your brain sends you before the headache kicks in. For some people, that means seeing weird things like flashing lights or zigzag lines. For others, it might be a tingling feeling. It's your body's heads up that a migraine is on its way.
And it doesn't stop there. You can even get what's called a silent migraine, which is a bit of a weird one. You get all the aura symptoms, like the flashing lights, but no headache follows. Then you've got the difference in how often they happen. Episodic just means you get them now and then, but chronic is when it's much more serious, with headaches happening on 15 or more days a month.
All right, so if that's what a migraine is, what actually causes one to start? This is the big question, isn't it? And the answer is, it's really personal. What triggers a migraine for you might be totally fine for someone else. It's all about becoming a bit of a detective and figuring out your own personal patterns. And here are some of the usual suspects. Things like stress and worry, when work is piling up. Hormonal changes are a big one for lots of women. And then there are the simple things, like just not getting enough sleep, or even skipping lunch because you're busy. It can feel like you're walking through a minefield sometimes, can't it? Even bright lights or loud noises can be enough to tip you over the edge.
And what about food and drink? Yep, for some people, certain things can be a trigger. You've probably heard about things like red wine or strong cheeses. Even chocolate and cured meats can be on the list for some. It's all down to different chemicals in them that can affect people in different ways. A really good tip, if you think this might be you, is to keep a little diary of what you eat and how you feel. It can be a brilliant way to spot a pattern.
Okay, let's talk about the moment it happens. You feel that familiar twinge. A migraine is coming. What can you actually do right then and there? Let's go through a simple action plan you can use at home to help manage the attack.
So, number 1, if you can, just lie down in a dark, quiet room. Turn everything off. Number 2, drink some water. Dehydration does not help. 3, try a compress. A cold flannel on your head or even a warm one on the back of your neck can feel amazing. 4, if it's safe for you, take some simple pain relief like paracetamol or ibuprofen. And finally, just try to relax. I know it's hard, but some gentle breathing can really help lower that stress. But what happens when these at-home steps just aren't enough? Well, it's so important to know when it's time to get some professional support. Seriously, speaking to a doctor can be an absolute game changer. So you should definitely book an appointment if your migraines are happening really often or they're just incredibly severe. Also, if you find that the painkillers you can buy in a shop just aren't touching the sides anymore. A big one is if your headache pattern changes in any way, that's always worth getting checked out. And of course, if you just want to find out about stronger prescription treatments, that's what your doctor is there for.
And getting that help is easier than ever these days. You don't always have to wait for a face-to-face appointment. Online treatment offers a really simple and convenient way to get that prescription care you might need.
You might hear about prescription medicines called Triptans. What makes them different? Well, unlike a normal painkiller, they're designed to specifically target the migraine process in your brain.
They're much more direct. They don't just help with the pain, they can also tackle those other horrible symptoms, like feeling sick or being sensitive to light. And look how simple the online process is. First, you just select the treatment you're interested in. Second, you fill in a straightforward and completely confidential online questionnaire about your symptoms. And third, if a registered prescriber approves it for you, your treatment gets delivered discreetly right to your door. It really is that simple. And that's really the main thing to take away from all this. You don't have to just put up with migraines ruling your life. By understanding what sets them off, having a plan for when they hit, and knowing when to ask for help, you really can take back control. Help is out there, and relief is absolutely possible.